All right, everybody, and welcome to episode 33? 30, 31, 32, 33. Yep, 33 is the episode we are doing today. Merchandising is coming along just fine. We're at 13%. The amount we were getting, Jarrett, on the very first week we did it, he got us $4,000. However, you wouldn't even notice that dipped off at all because we're still making a ton of money. It's just that it went from being primarily in the worker to now the live event and the mail order are coming up. But that's also because every show we run, we make a ton of money. Uh, and it also doesn't help. We have kind of gone away from what was making us a ton of money before. Is that we're booking a lot of the big name talent every week, but that's just because of the tournament thing we got going on. And I don't want to drag that out for too long because that just seems like a waste. Uh, so I want to get it done as quick as I can. What match should be up? It's going to be Maven and Punk. Okay, that'll be a good match. Uh, so my goal is going to be to finish these as quick as possible, and then we'll go back to what we were doing before, which is the weekly stuff where we got the lower underneath guys. The occasional, like, we'll have Cena, Punk, or Styles come up, and then the big events will actually be the ones that really have all the big name stars. So having said that, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna move to the first show of the month. That was not the button I wanted to hit. This month it is Destination X. Ooh, we'll have to see how that goes because right now we're sitting at a point where Styles is almost done, and Amazing Red's had 3 matches, and he could be out of the tournament, which is bad for him, or at least he's in a really bad spot. I'll put it that way. So, uh, I'll see you when we get to the day of the show. All right, here we are, weekly event number 63, held in front of 290 people. With the new ticket prices, that instead of it being about 330, somewhere around there, with $10 tickets, it's going to be 290 with $12 tickets. We'll see how that evens out in the long run. 65 segment rating. AJ Styles and Michael Shane have a talk prior to their match earlier in the night. We then follow that up with the Dark Knights versus Team Canada. At which point, Team Canada finally gets a win in this tag team tournament when Kevin Steen hits a splash on Gix. And Eric Young is still rusty, but that still doesn't matter as they're putting on good matches, but that's mainly because the commentary is lifting it up. Styles and Shane finally have their match. Styles wins. That puts him at 4 wins and 1 loss in the tournament, giving them 8 points. Uh, it is almost impossible for him not to be in the final match. We then had a promo between CM Punk and Maven and their match. Oof, 44. Their match ends with Maven defeating CM Punk and getting ahead in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. 48 show rating, increased their popularity in 6 spots. Try to keep Punk happy. Oh my god, we made money. Oh my god, we made money. All right. We take that. Oh, and Southeast went up another point. We got a couple more bips. India, all of England, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and New England. We are 4 popularity points away from being small, which means we may get TV. Or we're going to try. The Nasties loses members. Yeah, because they choppy his pee. Viewing figure, that went below 5,000 for some reason. Sean Waltman joined New Japan on a touring deal. Anything else that I see here? Christopher Moss getting in an argument with people. That's scary. Wow. This month is going to be crazy. All right, so here's my understanding. So in the live event, we only made about $900 for one show. So for 4 weekly shows, that's going to be close to about $3,600 plus the big show. And when I say the big show, I mean Destination X this month. There's going to be probably about 500, somewhere around there. So you could probably add about another 1,500, which put it at about 51. So it's going to be pretty close on the live event. And the mail order is only ever going to keep going up as we gain more and more popularity. The workers should get better as time goes on. And then I was going to go to ticket sales, see if we could differentiate between TV show and event, but I digress. Well, I mean, there is. It's called pay-per-view revenue, but we don't have pay-per-views yet. All right, here we are. Oh my God, 309 people. Here we are, weekly event number 64. And we begin the night with a tag team match between Team Canada, Kevin Steen and Eric Young, taking on the Naturals in the tag team Tourney. And Team Canada wins. A 37 segment rating. Not a great match at all. We then followed up with Petey Williams and Amazing Red, and they have great chemistry, but Scott D'Amore is not a great manager, so we're probably going to have to get rid of him as a manager. But Petey Williams defeats Amazing Red and actually eliminates Amazing Red from Tourney, from the tournament, actually, because now he has faced 4. The most he can get is 6. Actually, he's not, I don't think he's eliminated, but now he has to win his final match to even have a prayer. Because in the main event, Sonny Siaki cuts a promo and then goes out and defeats Jason Cross. And Jason Cross is definitely eliminated from the tournament. He has lost 3 matches in it. He has his thing at 0. If he won his next 2, he'd have 4. And right now, Sonny Siaki has 4. Michael Shane has 4. And I believe Amazing Red's got 4. So... And I think they still got to fight each other somewhere in there. So Jason Cross is eliminated. Petey Williams is still alive. He still has 3 matches to do. So if he won all 3, he'd tie AJ. But we'll just have to see. A 61, a 58. That was a phenomenal match. I'm surprised by that. Those are 2 guys I would not have expected to have a 60 plus match. A 58 rating, not bad at all. Sonny Siaki, and I will 100% give that to them. They earned that. That was a phenomenal performance on their end. Financial report, we made $600. That was worth it. Northern Mexico, at least I think that's Northern Mexico. I'm not sure. Hey, Havoc. Use a Shining Wizard. He had good all-around stat. Mike Hard names names. Who is this? Who is Mike Hart? Oh, Mike Maverick. Still never heard of this dude. Oh, he gave a public whistleblower interview in which he decried the substance abuses that several of his colleagues have, saying that he believes a tragedy will occur unless the company wakes up and does something. His comments have been picked up by the media and have already resulted in several sponsors shying away from the WWE. Oh, okay. Kevin Steen is going to be a star in my opinion. He is worth pushing hard. Thanks, Mike Tenay. 5,300. All right. We did pretty good there. We are sitting at a very good point. Oh my God. This is going to be one of the best months I think we've ever had. This is going to be ridiculous. And the next show is the pay-per-view. So I guess, let's skip ahead to the pay-per-view and see what goes on. We're going to have 562 people. Okay, that's going to be a lot of that's a lot of money on the table. All right, get all that going. Locker room incidents. Ray Gordy. Are you related to Terry Gordy? No, but you really hate Steve Williams. That's good to know. No, I won't allow it. Anybody who hates Dr. Death is an enemy of the state, and he needs to be sent out. All right, here we are. 575 people. I don't think that's a new record. I think the record was 603, but still, for $12 compared to 10, that's going to be like $7,000. Welcome to Destination X 2006. We begin the night with the last match before the final in the X Division tournament. Sonny Siaki versus Michael Shane. Whoever wins this match will go on and take on AJ Styles in the main event to crown the X Division champion. And since Amazing Red, former champion, got eliminated in the tournament, mathematically, we will have a new X Division champion. Sonny Siaki wins this match with a 56 segment rating. A hell of a match. We then follow that up with a Team Canada promo. All three men are in competition tonight, including right after this. CM Punk defeats Bobby Roode, eliminating Bobby Roode in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. A 47 segment rating. We follow that up with Maven versus Monty Brown, and Maven draws with Monty Brown. What happens in this fight? Brown and Maven go to the outside. Maven tries to get back in to avoid being counted out. Brown keeps him held back, and because of that, costs him a guaranteed spot. So essentially what this means is if he had won, says Punk just won, he has 7 points. Cena's got 8. So Cena's locked in. If Maven just needs to win the match, and he is guaranteed a world championship match, and Brown screws him out of it, essentially, keeping him tied up. So now 7 apiece, Punk and Maven are tied. But Maven still has one more match against John Cena to end off the tournament, at which point the top 2 guys will wrestle each other. However, if Cena wins that match against Maven, it's a tie. Punk versus Maven. Winner of that goes to fight on Cena. If Maven and Cena draw, Punk's out entirely. And if Maven wins, it's still going to be Maven and Cena. So the only way Punk will have a shot at the title is if Maven and Cena draw. Or if Maven loses. Sorry. If Maven loses and Cena wins, then Punk's got a shot. We then followed up with the Team Canada match. That match actually went pretty well. They lose to the Haas brothers, and Team Canada, I believe, is mathematically eliminated. We then followed up with a world heavyweight, the 3 guys come in, and that's kind of explained. Cena essentially goes, I'm gonna beat Maven, and then after you 2 fight each other, I'm gonna, pick the scraps, essentially. Maven says he's gonna win the match. CM Punk's never gonna have a shot. Punk comes out, says he will. Big kerfuffle, but it doesn't get to fisticuffs, I suppose. We then end off the night with surprisingly a worse match compared to what he had against Jason Cross. AJ Styles defeats Sonny Siaki in the main event to claim the X Division title once more. A 57 segment rating. Only one show? What? Did I forget to hit the button for YouTube? We made $5,000. And I forgot to hit the button for YouTube. Oh, that sucked. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, no. Oh, no. I died a little inside right there. Oh, that sucked. Oh. Okay. Well, that just wasted. I mean, we got a ton of money out of that. I can't complain about the money at all. But the popularity we just missed out on because I screwed up. Oh. That could have got us a lot. That could have got us. Alright, here we have a match in the tag team title tournament. It is America's Most Wanted taking on the Naturals, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas. This is held in front of 321 people. And the opening match of weekly event number, oh god, what is that? 65? Got it. Sometimes can't count my Roman numerals. America's Most Wanted wins. Chase Stevens hits Andy Douglas with a death sentence, a 34 match rating, and they continue on in the tag team title tournament. We then follow it up with the Brainbusters taking on the Dark Knights, with the Brainbusters getting the victory over them after Landscape hit Gix with a lariat. 42 segment rating. Pretty good, all things considered. Not bad at all. Alright, and here we have the final match of the World Heavyweight title tournament. John Cena taking on Maven. Now, here's how the match goes. Coming into this match, all Cena had to do was win the match, and he'd be in it. I believe I got it wrong last time. I had the roles reversed. Maven was the one who's pretty much guaranteed as long as he wins or draws. Actually, no. Yeah, as long as he won the match or drew, he was going to be in the championship match. Cena needed to win this match or draw. Same thing for both guys. Punk comes out and costs Cena the match. Maven ends up going on, winning it, and will be in the main event of the pay-per-view for the World Heavyweight Championship. So that means John Cena and CM Punk are tied at 7. So what that means is that they're going to have to face each other in one final match to determine who is going to take on Maven. A 52 match rating, pretty good, all things considered. We then followed up with a promo between Cena and Punk. Punk essentially just gloating that he had beat Cena, 74. Cena, kind of laid out because he just had a match. That's a 53 match rating, popularity in 56 regions. That is exactly what I wanted to see. I couldn't have gone any better, really. Ended off with a good promo, good match. All right, here we are at our weekly event number, 66, and it is being held in front of 333 people. We start off the night with a Haas Brothers Dark Knights tag team match, part of the tag team title tourney. Along with that, Charlie Haas beats John Moxley with a Haas of Pain. That is a 44 segment rating, and the Haas Brothers gain some more points in We then follow it up with a AJ Styles promo where he is bringing back the X Division Open Challenge, his staple from when he had the title, and Paul London comes out to answer it. They have a 58 segment rating, almost a 70 wrestling rating, a very good match. AJ Styles wins it, defends the title. We then follow it up with another tag team title tourney match. The Brain Busters take on the Naturals, and the Brain Busters win that match, a 41. That is pretty good. That's a better match than I was expecting. We then follow it up with a promo for the main event, Cena versus Punk, the winner of which will go on to take on Maven for the World Heavyweight Championship. That is a masterful promo. That might be the best promo we've ever done in company history. That's how good that promo is. Just letting these two guys go out there and talk is pretty good. We then followed up with Ric Flair and Sean Waltman. Ric Flair defeats Sean Waltman with a figure 4. And we're going to have that Cena Punk main event next week, hyping it up now. Let's give those guys some bouquet of flowers, because that was easily the best thing we had going. And yeah, that's the Ric Flair cost right there, but that could be worse. Gained a lot of popularity, and that is a good show, all things considered. Alright, here we are at the end of the month of September, beginning of October. If you look at the finance, you will see we easily beat our previous record of $17,000. We almost made $22,000. $18,000 in sponsorships, $14,500 in merchandise, and we made $19,000 in a single month. That almost tripled the amount of cash we had on hand. That is a very, very good month, all things considered. Alright. And that'll be an end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.